What's up guys, today I'm doing a breakdown of this dreamy kind of ambient beat that I made inside of FL Studio. Let's get into it. So the first thing I started with was this pad inside of Serum. It's in my Serum bank if you want to go get that. The link will be in the description. It's really good for my type of beats, so this dreamy and sort of ambient vibe as well. And this is what it sounds like without effects. So one thing I did here with this chord progression was I put a lot of notes closer together. This just added more frequencies and it made it sound a little bit more dreamy and a little bit more ambient. Here's what it sounds like with effects on. All I used here was Fruity Convolver on the pink blur preset, Valhalla Supermassive on this preset, and I didn't change anything. And then I cut out some of the highs with Pro Q4 as well. This is what it sounds like with effects. The next thing I added was this key right here that I made inside of Serum as well. It's in my Serum bank, obviously. This is what it sounds like without effects. Then the effects that I added, Pro Q4 to take out some of the low ends. This plugin right here called Aether. It's an interesting reverb plugin. I don't use it that often, but I used it in this one. Good Hertz Lossy 3. This kind of just reduced the bitrate. I don't exactly know what it does, but it kind of made it a little bit more ambient. And lastly, Valhalla Shimmer with 75% mix. That's the only thing I changed. This is a really good plugin for dreamy melodies as well. This is what it sounds like with effects now. The next thing I added was this E-piano inside of Synology. This is what it sounds like without effects. It's pretty much the same, but and the effects that I add, Pro Q4 to take out some low end, Delay 3 on this preset right here. I think it's ping pong as well. KHS filter to take out some of the high end frequencies. Valhalla Supermassive for some reverb, just took this mix down a little bit. And then a final EQ to take out some of the middle frequencies that kind of make it sound muddy. This is what it sounds like with effects. So the next thing I added was I went to Falcon and I got this sort of harp preset. It's pretty much just a texture, like an accent. It doesn't really add much with the effects I add, but this is what it sounds like without effects. And this is with effects. As you can see, it's kind of just in the background, a bit of a texture because it's so heavily drenched in reverb. The only thing I added here was delay and Fruity Convolver on the pink blur preset. The next thing I added was this sort of counter. It doesn't add much to the beat, but it's just kind of like ear candy a little bit, a bit of an accent as well. This sound again is in my Serum bank. If you want to go get that, it's the harp preset. This is what it sounds like without effects on. And then all I added here was a halftime, some delay, a KHS filter to take out some of the high end, layer, which is an interesting plugin for reverb and ambience. It's pretty underrated. And then lastly, just an EQ to take out some of the low end. Now this is what it sounds like with effects on. Lastly, for the loop, I went to my Serum bank and got this bass right here. This is what it sounds like without effects on. And then the only thing I added here was a KHS filter to take out some of the high end of the bass. This is what the loop sounds like altogether. This is what the drum sounds like. All of these drums are from my kit that I will leave in the description as well. One interesting thing I did here was I added a sub bass after the first 808 hit to make it kind of sound like the 808 is reversing in a way. I think it sounds pretty cool and interesting. And then for the second part of the 808, this is the counter I added. Then I also added this hey right here. It's just a bit of a ear candy sort of thing. And this is what the beat sounds like altogether. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, make sure to like the video, and then if you want to see more videos like this that may help you, just subscribe.